Is set to feature in Cape Town's hill climb racing return as the Speed Classic Cape Town revives the tradition in the Mother City in late October. The Speed Classic Cape Town will bring hill climb racing back to Cape Town after more than 6 decades. On Saturday, the 25th of October, iconic classic cars will feature in the classic car on Saturday, while Sunday, the 26th of October, will see the modern speed machines and super battles it out in the King of the Mountain showdown. Reggie will be behind the wheel of his 2014 3.8-litre Nissan GTR R35 in the King of the Mountain competition, which will see speed machines battle it out on a 1.8-kilometer track on a closed-off Philip Khosana Drive with Table Mountain as the backdrop. He will also be driving his 1995 Nissan GTR R33 on Classic Car Saturday. Reggie has been a regular competitor at the annual Simola Hill Climb in Knysna since 2019 and is also a South African circuit racing champion. Reggie, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon to you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk about your journey as a motorsport driver. When did it all begin?
Sure. It began a long time ago when I was 15 years old. I was very fortunate when I was still at school. I was very interested in motorsport. And then when I finished matric, I started working for different racing teams. And from there, just worked hard, started getting some sponsorships, did some races. And from about 2000, I started racing for factory teams. First BMW, then I was with Alfa Romeo and Nissan, and then back to BMW.
Do you love speed, and what do you love so much about it?
I think I love speed. You know, after 2010, I stopped racing cars for a while, and I started racing bicycles, but it was way too slow for me. I think the big.
Reggie,
hi, can you hear me?
Yes, you just cut off a bit, so you can continue.
Sorry about that. The weather's a bit upside down here today. No, I'm saying for me the big thing with speed is when you're going fast and all the problems of the world seem to disappear, you know, and you live in a bit of a bubble for that moment.
And here you are as someone who's been at it for a number of years, and you still have been a competitor at the annual Simola Hill Climb in Knysna since 2019. Are you still at it?
Yes, no, definitely. Simola Hill Climb, I think for us is a big event every year. It's one of our favorite events. And I think the Speed Classic in Cape Town is great that we've got another big hill climb event, and hopefully it's going to be an annual happening every year as well. We are all very excited, the whole team's very excited, and as well all the competitors. I think most of the Simola competitors are going to be there as well.
And the clock is clicking rapidly towards the 25th and the 26th of October at an exciting Speed Classic Cape Town that is coming up very soon before end of this month. What are we looking forward to?
Yeah, look, I think we're looking all forward to, I think everyone's maybe a little bit, I won't say nervous, we maybe or anxious or what the words are, but we don't really know what to expect, you know, because we're not racing on a normal racetrack, we're racing on normal roads, it's closed for the day, so you never really get to experience those kind of speeds. So it's unknown for everybody, you know, but it's very, very exciting. I know all the teams have been working, we've been working on our car, we've been testing, we'll still be doing quite a bit of testing before we go down. But like you say, it's not many days left before we know we're going to be there.
If you have just joined us, we're talking to a motorsport driver, that is Reggie Roots, about all things motorsport. Looking forward to an upcoming motorsport event on the 25th and the 26th of October that will be taking place in Cape Town. Reggie, you've mentioned that it's a tough one to predict. You're not certain really what to expect. So is other competitors. Talk to us about preparations. How then do you prepare for an unknown event like this?
I think the layout of the course and it will be similar to Simola in a way, although I don't think it will be as bumpy because Simola is very bumpy, so we could maybe set up the cars a little bit harder, a little bit stiffer, a little bit lower. The road's also wider than Simola. But I think the basic car setup and that is going to be similar. But one of the reasons we decide to race in the classic cars on the Saturday as well is to just get a little bit more track time. I think a couple of guys are going to do that. So on Sunday when we bring the big guns out, I mean the GTR is well over 1,000 horsepower. So when we bring the big guns out, then we're going to have an idea where the track goes, and then we can focus on the car and the car setup.
There's also unforeseen circumstances where you could prepare as thorough as you want, but on the race day, then you get surprises of mechanical breakdowns and all of that. Is there a way to avoid those, or it's one of those where it's mechanical secrets rather, or mechanical secret problems that are mechanical secrets, so to put it?
Yeah, it's always a bit of a curveball, especially in cars that's very, very highly tuned like ours. Every component on the car, whether it be in the drivetrain, the gearbox, the engine, the cooling system, everything is pushed to the limit. So it's always a little bit of a risk, but I think sort of ironed out most of those problems. And what we'll do through the day is we run it at a lower horsepower setting, and then as we get closer to the end of the day, the final, and then when we get to the final, then we'll run it with a maximum power, so we don't unnecessarily stress the car through the day. So that's why we normally also see the fastest times right at the end of the day. But I think all of what's happening right now is all the guys are preparing their cars. They've got a lot of them's got the engines out, gearboxes out, suspension out, making sure all the parts are right. But motorsport's a very cruel game, You can do all the preparation and you get there on the day and it can all change, Something can happen that you never expected. Something can break. And then, of course, also there's the weather, I mean, it can be very windy. Cape Town's very unpredictable. It could be wet. So all that will put a big curveball into the game.
And how do you bounce back from a scenario where you've done all preparations accordingly, but on the race day, then you come across a mechanical breakdown?
I think it's always a bitter pill to swallow, but I think we all know that it's part of the game. It's something that can happen. And I've always gone there, and I mean, we've had it in the past, like for Samola, for instance, where we go there, and just before the final, a car's broken when we've been in the running to win it. And all you can do then is just watch the other competitors, and you go back stronger and you go with a bit more experience and you learn from your mistakes and just keep your head high and keep going. If you get demotivated in that, you're just going to pull yourself down. Unfortunately, we can't do that. We've got to just go back and fight another day.
15:40 Central African Time. We are talking all things motorsport, anticipating an exciting motorsport event coming up in Cape Town on the 25th and the 26th of October. We are talking to a Pretoria racing driver, Reggie. Reggie, please do stay on the line. Our conversation continues after the short break.
Thank you.
Africa.